What am I hearing? What's up, guys? I am James Hake. This is the Hake Report. I am live on Twitch, Facebook, D-Live, YouTube, not Periscope, but yes, Twitter. I am live on Twitter, guys. And of course, am I live on Odyssey? It looks like I am live on Odyssey too. Odyssey.com/@the-Hake-Report. Very nice. It is still 9:01 a.m. U.S. Pacific Daylight Time here in Los Angeles. What's up, everybody? It's Monday, September 27th, 2021 A.D. Anno Domini. Hake been drinking? Nope. No. The year of our Lord, 2021. That's what AD means. Let's go. Hey, Uncle Ted 88. Hope you were able to find Church with Jesse Lee Peterson. We streamed Church with Jesse Lee Peterson yesterday on the Jesse Lee Peterson Odyssey. Not the Rebuilding the Man Odyssey. We just limited on our what we can stream out on through our restream thing. Anyway, so refresh. Oh, I know what I'm hearing, guys. I'm hearing Nick. Nick, turn off the mic. Thank you. No worries. Anyway, I do have some actually not exactly Christian music to share with you, but it is somewhat uplifting. JLP is talking in my ear saying, "Shut up, James." It is somewhat uplifting or self-critical, which can be a positive thing, and not too vulgar. In fact, I don't think it's vulgar whatsoever, at least not these songs. This band is called OK, or this musical entity is called OK. Anybody remember OK? It's Marty Anderson. This is from, I think, the year 2004, 2003, 2004. The album is entitled Low Road, Part 1. It's a two-part album, I guess. Came out in two parts. So Low Road, this is Part 1. And the song is entitled Bloody. I hope you guys like it. I hope you enjoy. Hopefully you will be able to see the lyrics on the screen that I recorded over the week, or Friday, or over the weekend or something. Enjoy Bloody by OK. And I'll talk you through it. Cover your ears, press mute, or grin and bear it, you musical Philistines. And we'll get on with the show, guys. Nice. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just press the mute button. Imagine the previous songs were Christian songs. This one will be a big mess. Well, thank you, Joseph Gergelix. I bet Hake played the clarinet in that band.
Bloody, we got no reason left to pray.
I played saxophone in band, actually.
Bloody, don't even try. Out of our way, 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 out.
Sax is sleazy, Hake. His voice is kind of weak. I think he has, or had. What is that thing called? He had some type of disease. Very weird music, but I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, guys. And that was just the opening. That's just the beginning. Anyway, guys, let's get right on with the show!
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
Hey, guys!
Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
So, how are you guys doing? I am fine. I think that Marty Anderson over at OK, he might have had like Crohn's disease or something. So maybe that's what made his voice kind of weak. And I thought that he was just joking around, but no, I don't know. But, guys, I have an interesting show for you, maybe. I have some interesting clips. Stuff that you may have seen late last week. There was this lady who was tearing down ads from OkCupid ads, vulgar ones, disgusting. And I think it was the New York City subway. There was an illegal alien. I don't have a clip of this, but there was an illegal alien arsonist, I heard, from a news source called Breaking 911, which I do believe is a reliable source. More so than others. I'm excited to be on Odyssey, guys. Excited to be on Odyssey. odyssee.com/@the Hake Report. Shout out to Ledge Klinger, who already gave a generous super chat over there on Odyssey and said, so nice. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Phew, saxophone is better. Yeah, I didn't play clarinet. What do you think, I'm a girl? Shoot. So, guys, before I get to that stuff, I wanted to cover this video. Well, you know what? Let me first get to this story. You may have seen this in the opening intro. Did I share this thing? Vice. Vice is a liberal magazine, and they put out this tweet that claimed there's no such thing as natural immunity. That's what their tweet claims. And it has a picture of a woman of color, maybe black Hispanic. Looks like black. Who it does not seem fit. Sitting on a hospital like those bench bed things that they make you sit on when you're waiting for lots of beautiful windows in this room. When you're waiting for the doctor to come in, usually it's a windowless room. So this lady must be well-to-do, or it's just a model. Haven't gotten COVID yet is not a good reason to skip the vaccine, says Caitlin Flynn and her editor over there at Vice so-called News. And they claim, well, the Twitter person claimed that there is no such thing as natural immunity. And even if you've gotten lucky thus far, Delta could change that, they're claiming. Experts emphasize that if you're unvaccinated and have made it thus far without contracting the virus, it's because you've been lucky. A woman named Ashley Richards, 46-year-old husband died after getting the Delta variant, the India mutation. Thank you, globalism. And thank you, China. Wrote an open letter to unvaccinated Americans urging them to get the vaccine. So she's willfully being used in the passing of her husband to propagandize people to get the vaccine. Richards nor her husband had been vaccinated, neither of them. We thought we were invincible, she wrote. Our thoughts were that we were young and healthy, and that if the virus reached us, we would be sick for a bit, and we'd move on with our lives. I wonder how healthy he really was. I just wonder. I don't know. every now and then somebody can get some sickness and just up and die, I hear. You've heard of high school kids getting a heart attack and dying. Sometimes that's from like a heat thing, I don't know. Or poor, who knows what. But there is this major push to get everybody vaccinated. And there's a female psychiatrist, director of wellness engagement and outreach at the Department of Psychiatry. Wow. At Washington University and St. Louis School of Medicine. She told Vice that foregoing the vaccine because you're confident you'll survive if you get COVID can be a coping mechanism during a time of fear and uncertainty. They're definitely pushing that fear and uncertainty, isn't it? A woman named Jessie Gold, Jessi. Sick people, huh? So they go out to all these professors and stuff who are not decent people. They push mess. Unbelievable mess. It's shocking how vulgar the different countries, whole countries have grown. I heard that over the weekend, an overwhelming majority of people voted to legalize so-called same-sex marriage in Sweden. Oh yeah, that's very healthy. And now they'll be able to adopt and all that stuff. Sick, huh? These people don't care about your health. It's not healthy to be all into the LGBT madness. It's not good for you. It's interesting that they show the fat black lady. And she seemed like a nice lady, but she's fat. And that's who they show? Well, there are a lot of people who have been reckless with their health. And they have paid the price when something serious comes along. Not good, not good. Get healthy. Get healthy, guys. Sick stuff going on in the world. They're pushing the vaccine for kids. They're pushing the vaccine for children. I wonder if any children have any business getting it. If we had honest doctors, I feel like I know some honest doctors, but I don't hear them talking about this stuff. They're too busy being doctors rather than being Twitter messy people, right? There was an honest guy. I wonder what he thinks. There was an honest guy he happened to be a black guy, who's like, we don't do this. We're not going to serve you just because you didn't get vaccinated. You're too stupid to get vaccinated. We're not going to serve you. We're going to prioritize the vaccinated people. Or we're going to prioritize the other stuff. If you don't get the vaccine and you get sick. No, that's not the attitude a doctor should take. And so I wonder what he thinks about the vaccines for kids, because it's hard. You have to just look at the person and size them up. That's my take on it. I look at what Fauci says, and I've repeated a lot of what Fauci claims. Phony Fauci, the guy who's a fan of Rachel Maddow and Hillary Clinton, and he makes all these recommendations, and then scared CDC Director Rochelle Walensky. That White Rabbit Radio guy, I quoted him last week. He's right. We have what he called a low trust environment. We need to return to high trust society where people are honest. Where people are honest and where people are decent to each other and they admit when they're wrong. We haven't had anybody admitting that they're wrong. Who got fired after the Americans got killed in Afghanistan, right? Remember that suicide bombing? Nobody got fired. So I don't know. Seems weird. Speaking of fat black ladies, here's one who is not nice, and she doesn't have nice long hair. This is a video shared by The Root, and I saw it floating around Twitter, shared by that guy, iHypocrite, something like that. His LP Original G, something like that. That's his Twitter handle. He shared this video from The Root. The Root is a far-left, radical, into the black thing. It's basically it is a black outlet, The Root. I used to go on The Root to look for guests and stories related to black stuff when I was a producer for Jesse Lee Peterson. Yeah, do no harm, the Hippocratic Oath. Doctors are supposed to help, not harm. Not kill babies. Not push the vaccine with total where you're never going to be held liable. Well, that's not doctors, that's the pharmaceutical companies. Shameful. Anyway, here's this video from The Root with the attack on high trustworthy... Oh, okay, Tim Murdoch is the name of the White Rabbit radio guy. Thank you, DeWhite. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Let me screenshot that so I remember it. Yeah, he's a smart guy. Here's this video of this black woman. Yeah, she has short hair, bleached, more than tips, bleached hair, but dark roots. And she's kind of fat, and she's talking over Zoom or something to this other black guy who just sits there for 2 minutes straight and lets her babble about white people. The people who are the most, you want to be in their neighborhood because they're high trust people. White neighborhoods, the whitest of white neighborhoods, you don't have to lock your door. You don't even have to lock your door. Well, that's not how she sees these white people. Listen to this mess from this fat black lady.
One, I think that white people viscerally fear. It's not that white people don't know, right, what they have done. They know. They fear that there is no other way to be human but the way in which they are human, which is to... So, you know, like you talk to white people, and whenever you really want to have a reckoning about it, they say stuff like, you know, it's just human nature. If y'all had all of this power, you would have done the same thing, right? And it's like, no, that's what white humans did. White human beings thought there's a world here and we own it. Prior to them, black and brown people have been sailing across oceans, interacting with each other for centuries without total subjugation, domination, and colonialism, right? And that's important to say. And so they do this thing where they say, like, how white people have done humanity, how they have acted as human beings is the way all of us act. So they think black people gonna get them back. And I wouldn't be mad at the black people who want to get them back. But what I believe about black people is that we have seen what a shit show this iteration of...
Sorry, kids.
Treatment of other human beings means, and that my hope is that we would do it differently, you know, in the moments when we have some power. We will not do it perfectly, but I do think that all of us can sort of agree that a politics that says like there are superior and inferior human beings just isn't the way to go. And that's the thing that white people don't trust us to do because they are so corrupt. You know, their thinking is so morally and spiritually bankrupt about power that they can't they fear viscerally, existentially letting go of power because they cannot imagine that there's another way to be. It is either that you dominate or you are dominated. And isn't it sad that is spiritually who they are and that they can't imagine a sort of more expansive notion of the world?
I recognize this woman, but I can't remember who it is. Do you know who this woman is, Chris? Somebody said the projection is insane. Yeah, indeed. The projection is insane. And she's just like Rochelle Walensky, the scared CDC director, who's not a Christian, by the way. She is talking out of both sides of her mouth. She says no human being is better than others. We're not superior to each other. But yet she just spent the whole time saying, white people did this. White people were so unfair. The black and brown people were getting along just fine. We didn't have this colonialism stuff because you didn't have the sense to. And then she said, white people are spiritually unable to let go of their power. But blacks would not be like that. But one race isn't better than the other. She's pretending that she thinks anyway, the blacks are better. What in the world? Somebody said she's bigger than the bookcase. Yeah. I thought somebody tagged me on this. Shout out to the person who tagged me on this on Twitter. called her a fat black radical lesbian. I don't know if she's a lesbian. What a crazy woman. A sick woman. She's a walking contradiction, says O.D. Red Skull. And it's a butchering of history, too, by the way. But this woman, and the man's just kind of just letting her talk. The male, I should say, black male. She has like one eye kind of closed when she's talking at times. But I thought she's kind of cute. But evil. I mean, I'm not attracted to her or anything. I just think looks, at least she's young enough to not be old and decrepit. That's what I mean. She pretends to be somewhat pleasant. I wonder if that's Professor Crunk. No, she did look too young to be Professor Crunk. Is it? You want to respond to this thing, Chris?
Do you want me to respond to your comments about her being mildly attractive?
Yeah, you can respond to whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean, you guys were, you and whoever the commenters were describing it pretty well. I mean, it's just pure projection. She's just dancing around the idea that, okay, you know, white people, they're losing their power. They're more or less giving it away. She didn't say that, but that's what's happening. And she thinks that she and her cohorts are gaining power, you know, by their own volition, basically. Like, oh, we've earned this. We're working our way up. Again, they're being given it.
Yeah.
But it's pure projection in a sense that, like, oh, we'll be merciful when we have power, which again, like, just on a historic basis is just absolutely nonsensical.
South Africa.
Yeah, it's absolute nonsense. I mean, the whole colonialism and imperialism thing, again, you know, I think where we are as a society today, generally speaking, yeah, white people, you know, we've got the places that we have, you know, take it down a notch. It's really becoming a mess now because we're just in too many places and, you know, we have too many different ideals all over the place. So we need to cool it with that for sure. But the past is the past, man. It's over.
Yeah.
And bad things happen, good things happened. It's over, man. And I can say that at least, you know, white people we're trying to live in a peaceful manner. And yes, we are controlling it, but that's to the victor goes the spoils.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. But yeah, they absolutely will not. They will lead in the way that like like a woman will lead, basically through just pure visceral hatred.
Yeah.
When things don't go their way, they lash out, and it's just not a place you want to be. So, you know, we really have to really see what's going on, come together, and, you know, stop this kind of thing from happening.
What do you think she means about white people have a weird spiritual relationship with power? This woman does not belong in any power, but the black women are getting propped up like crazy everywhere, and they're just causing havoc.
Yeah, that's another one of these. I don't know what to really call it. It's sort of mental gymnastics or something like that. It's just a way to put down white people and again basically project like white people do X, Y, and Z, and it's weird and it's bad and it's nasty and it's, you know, it's evil. But we give us a chance because we have melanin in our skin and we are empathetic and we do X, Y, and Z. And again, like just throughout history, that's not true.
Yeah.
That's just a lie. But yeah, that's what was the spiritually what did she say?
She said, I don't want to play it again. She said something about a spiritual and intellectual like bad relationship with power.
Right, the way we hold power. Yeah, that's just, again...
And unable to imagine other people being fair while we've been so unfair that we've opened up our countries, well, we didn't really open them up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just it's like a switcheroo basically is what she's trying to accomplish there. And again, the past is the past, and here we are now, and to say that that they have a problem, they do it weird. That's just the way it was done. And you know, is that to say that is how white people do things? I guess that's what happened. So I guess that's how we do things.
And honestly, like, we've been nothing but nice to them. Even when we were slave masters, we were quite kind to them. As slave masters go, I think we were some of the best slave masters.
Yeah, I mean,
to any of them.
It's just completely obvious that white people have that sense of fair-mindedness.
Right. And that's what's been hurting us.
Right.
Honestly.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, but it is just a matter of fact.
Yeah.
We have the fair-mindedness. And again, I have no, you know, I don't like to revisit it, but since it's just you and me talking, like, you know, imperialism, colonialism, there's good things, there's bad things, whatever. But it's over though.
I know.
And I will not dance in front of, you know, these black women.
Yeah.
You did a bad thing. Oh yes, we did a bad thing, and we're trying. No. I'm done talking to you about the past. It's over. This is the way we're doing things. And I just don't even want to know, because although black people haven't been in power, generally speaking, in like a mass number of places throughout the planet, I can look at the places where they are,
I know.
And it's not good, and I don't want to be like that. It's as simple as that.
And you've just seen how they turn around and accuse every white of being racist all the time. Mm-hmm. And those people are not moral people that should be given power. It's not a fear of, I mean, white people should be running the country, let's be honest. They should be. They're more fair-minded. It's their country. They started it. And they are voting more for sanity than anybody.
Yeah,
and then when you look around at the blacks, they're not justice-minded people, especially not a woman like that. It's crazy. No, but somebody said you can't satisfy evil. And that's true. Shout out to, man, Twitch, I can barely see the names over there. But, yeah, you can't satisfy evil. You can't even reason, like you said, you can't even reason with evil.
Yeah, this is for the conversation that we're having right now is for the sensible-minded people.
Right.
You know, every now and again, you do have to combat them with your words and your ideas and things like that. But you cannot. There is no reasoning with the people that have dug their heels, you know, into the dirt, and like that is their position. That's what they're moving forward with. You just have to find the fence sitters or the people who haven't made up, they haven't made up their mind or they're unaware.
Yeah.
And you have to present, their side, our side.
Just tell the truth.
Yeah, you have to tell the truth, and you have to be, you really got to push forward to get past all this nonsense.
It's like arguing with a Bible thumper or with a woman or with a drunk person or with an angry person.
Yep, all the same.
Ill-advised.
Yeah, ill-advised.
Interesting. Awesome Blossom gave a super chat on streamlabs.com/the Hake Report and stated that Heavyset woman was the same lady who said diets are racist / white supremacist. She did an entire TEDx talk about how time is white. Was that Professor Crunk, Brittany Cooper? I don't know, because there are a few of these fat black ladies, and I use the term ladies loosely, because I am such a gracious and nice person to my downfall. And so there's a few of them. It might be her. You might be right, but I'm just not sure. And they kind of lose, when you get too fat, you end up losing your individuality. And it's hard to distinguish other races. They all look the same, So, I don't know. I used to confuse never mind, I can't even remember. But there was a woman who was a regular on a CNN or MSNBC, and then there was Bernie Sanders's turned Joe Biden's campaign director woman, black woman, and they look a lot alike, but they're not the same person. Short hair, kind of dykey looking, What a shame. So you might be right, Awesome Blossom. It might be And was that woman who said time is racist and diets are racist or something? I don't even know. What a mess. So that's sick. I was going through trying to find out if they named her name. Some guy pointed out that slavery is still in existence in Africa to this day, where non-white people live. There is still slavery.
To this day.
Not that slavery is necessarily a bad thing. Some guy said the Japanese Empire, the Mongol Empire, the Iroquois, the Zulus, warlike nations and people conquered and expanded without being white. But then she turns around and said, but there is no race better than another. Just like Rochelle Walensky said, I'm not overruling that advisory committee that said, oh, we're holding back, we're not recommending the vaccinations for people who are under 65 and don't have a medical issue. But she overruled them and said, I'm not overruling them. I'm just protecting the health of the country. CDC's scared. I'm scared. Director Rochelle Walensky, Boko Haram takes slaves. Thank you, Trump Support 2021. Yeah, they weren't living harmoniously and they weren't sailing all over the world. That's true. Thank you, Chris. Anyway, trying to have a what is that called? An intelligent dialogue over some woman who's a poser intellectual. Intellectuals are nutcases, and that woman is an intellectual. I think she's respected amongst the intellectual, the academic world. That black woman. It's pretty gross. And speaking of gross, I will get to these disgusting ads being torn down by what some Twitter guy described as an unbelievably base Asian lady on Twitter. It was floating around last week. You probably saw it. I saw it multiple different places. Thank you, Twitter people, for tagging me. I saw Real Vincent James shared it. Tearing down disgusting, vulgar OkCupid ads. Pushing the sexual madness. And by the way, there are concerns about the vaccine and cancer. I don't know how much truth there is to it, but there's a journalist whom I respect who shared his support for a doctor who gave out this warning that he had heard from people in Ireland. It's really third-hand and fourth-hand news, but it is, you don't know. And an illegal alien arsonist as well. But anyway, let me get to a call or two. Let me get to Mark in Santa Monica, California. He has a tip for me about an historian. Historians often not to be trusted. What's up, Mark? How are you?
Very good, sir. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Yeah, I'm calling to inform you and your audience that there was a world historian by the name of Arnold Toynbee, Toynbee. He was noted as maybe the world's greatest historian, and he's in his studies, and I can't give the exact numbers because I don't have them in front of me, but basically in the history of the world, the white race has created roughly about 15 civilizations. The Asians have created a handful of civilizations. And to this day, the black race has never contributed to or created its own civilization. I mean, you could say they were slaves and they contributed to picking cotton in the U.S., but I don't think that would qualify as starting or creating a civilization. I think if you couple Toynbee's studies with the IQ tests, which show blacks to be 10 to 15 IQ points on average behind whites, I think that pretty much ends the argument of racial equality. I think that pretty much disputes it and negatifies it. I don't think any of your callers can refute anything I've just said. I have a question for you. Have you ever heard of the newspaper The Thunderbolt?
Nope.
Okay, well, back in the 60s, actually as far back as the 50s, that was probably the most read segregationist newspaper of the era. They've about 15, 20 years ago, they went out of business. But their editor, Dr. Ed Fields, I mean, he was a genius. He put out all the information on why integration and race mixing would lead to our destruction.
Right.
He was prophetic. And one day, I know you're a busy man, but one of these days when you have some time, just Google either The Truth at Last or The Thunderbolt, and it'll give you a whole review of what their paper did, said, and stood for. I subscribed to it for, 20 years, and it was the most informative newspaper I've ever read. It changed names. Originally in 1958, when the paper came out, it was called The Thunderbolt. And sometime in the 1980s, they changed the name to The Truth at Last. I guess it was because of, the Thunderbolt, the image just didn't appeal anymore.
Oh, okay.
But we had thousands of subscribers. So I just wanted to pass that along, James.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I appreciate it, Mark. Thank you, man.
Yeah. God bless you. Thank you.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Let me get to Tony in California. Coming in with some mess. What's up, Tony?
Good morning, sir. How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
That was the dumbest individual I ever heard about this. That last call you had. If the hands would turn and the tables would turn, and Black history was taught to white folks, y'all be the dumbest people on the face of this earth, as y'all calling us dumb for trying to learn about white history.
Oh,
All
really?
you got to do is turn the tables around and put the same books, but put Black history in there, and see how y'all will react to it, and how will y'all be able to learn from it.
Well, that's an imaginary scenario, so I can't comment on that.
No, because you know why?
Because it's an imaginary scenario. You're not even making any sense.
No, it makes plenty of sense. When I was going to school, all I was taught was Sir Walter Raleigh. What the world Sir Walter Raleigh got to do with anything I deal with in life today?
That's all you were taught in school?
That was it.
That was it?
All white history.
I don't even remember. History. I don't even know the name Sir Walter Raleigh.
Well, you know what?
So you remembered it better than I did. Who was Sir Walter Raleigh?
You wasn't even born when I was learning that mess.
Who was Sir Walter Raleigh?
It was somebody from England dealing with the Queen and all that mess. And what do a black young man have to learn something about white folks for anyway? During that time,
I thought we were all human.
Well, you know what? Why wasn't black?
I don't remember. I never learned about. If I did, I didn't retain it.
Okay, so what?
So it sounds like you resented learning it, and that's why you remembered it.
Did you learn any Black history when you were going to school? No,
Too much.
Didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't. But tell me something then. Tell me what you learned.
I learned what was written down. There wasn't much written down. You guys don't read and write much.
Thank you. It wasn't nothing written down compared to
because you don't write it down. You guys didn't write it down. It's not our fault.
Man, get out of here.
You get out of here.
And destroyed it. Your ancestors destroyed it. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay, keep it real. Keep it 100, yeah?
Yeah, 100.
But the thing is, the reason I call them but the Haitians being released in America, I think that's a beautiful thing.
Oh, do you?
To allow the people, if this is a Christian nation, yes. If this is a Christian nation.
What does that mean, Christian?
And what do it mean?
Yeah.
But somebody pretending to have a good at heart or doing good for other people. That's what y'all pretended to do.
Oh, okay. So Christianity is a pretense in your mind.
It's a hypocritical religion.
It's hypocritical. Then why is it good to bring in the Haitians?
Why is it good?
You're saying it's hypocritical to bring in the Haitians?
Because they are human beings, just like you and I.
So you say it's pretending to be good to the human beings?
No, because I'm listening to the Christians speak against it. That's what I'm talking about.
No, you said it's a Christian nation and it's a beautiful thing because we're bringing in the Haitians, pretending to be good to the Haitians.
It's supposed to be a Christian nation.
You said it's a Christian nation.
No, it's supposed.
Is it a good thing that the Haitians are coming in, or are you lying about that too?
No, about lying. We're not lying about the first thing.
Because you said it's a Christian nation.
If everybody else, if the Russians can come over here, if the Canadians can come over here, people from Denmark can come over here.
So are you a Christian?
I'm not labeled. I'm not controlled.
But you do pretend to be good like the Christians, right?
Ain't no pretend in it.
Yeah, you pretend to be good.
No, ain't no pretend in it, bro.
Oh, you're not a pretender. You're a genuine person.
Yes, I am.
Wow, that's news to
I
me.
do it to others. I have them do it to me.
Amazing. Sir Walter Raleigh. Let me see. Somebody
Yeah,
says-
yeah. Look him up. I'm sure you
No,
found
I'm looking
out
them
about
up on Robert Lee's. He was creeping with the Queen, says Robert Lee. I don't know about that.
Yeah, yeah. That was the mess they taught me. And I was like, for real? What the world I'm learning about this for?
Okay.
For what?
Well, thank you, man.
He laid down his garment for somebody to walk over top. But a black man had to get off the sidewalk when they seen somebody approaching. A white man approaching.
To this day, I have to get off the sidewalk when the ladies are coming because they're scared of the China virus.
To this day.
Well, you know what thing? You reap what you sow, bro.
I am a man. I did not sow anything evil.
Oh, yes, you sold a lot, bro. Well, every time y'all go to them daggone little rallies, y'all
So are
have-
you
y'all
sowing
have the-
good too?
y'all
Are
have
you
the-
sowing good
y'all
in the
have-
world, Tony?
Y'all have the power.
Are you sowing good in the world?
I do it my best at it. Why?
Oh, but do you sow good in the world?
I said I do my best at
That
it.
doesn't mean you're sowing good in the world, doing your best. That doesn't mean anything. Lots of
Yes,
people
it
doing
does.
their best,
Yes, it does.
sowing evil.
I contribute. I help those who are less fortunate than I am.
That doesn't mean anything.
How much
You
did you
just
do?
you
How
went
much did
along
you
and
do?
pretended that it's good to help the homeless people in a
Well,
prior
yeah,
call.
It is. Because some
You're
of them,
silly.
majority of them have mental illness. Yes.
That's
if it
not a
wasn't
reason
for
to
your
enable
president
their bad
already to
behavior,
shut
Tony.
down- To shut down all the mental hospitals.
So you don't know
during
what
this
you don't know
10 years.
what Christian means. You don't know what
I
good
do.
and evil is,
Well,
and you don't
what
even
thing?
know that you're a big phony.
That's
Or you
on
won't
you.
admit it on air.
But you know what thing?
Anyway,
I love what y'all do over there. Keep up
and
the
what
good
is that?
work.
And what is that?
Huh? y'all worse than a bunch of pimps, bro.
And what is it that we do?
Huh?
And what is it that we do?
You know what thing? Let's keep it up. I don't even want to get into it because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. But y'all just keep it up, man. I love what y'all do over there.
Were you trying to
keep
hurt
doing
Mark
it.
from Santa Monica's feelings?
No, I wasn't.
Because you said
I'm
he
just-
was dumb and
I'm-
stupid.
He is. Because he's saying that we didn't contribute to this country, and we built this country. And
Oh,
you know
okay.
we built it.
No, you didn't, man. Anyway, I gotta go.
I know you got to run. Keep running, guy, but you can't run for forever. You got to face the reality one day, and you are going to face it because it's coming to you into full vision. Have a wonderful day.
Do you support revenge?
Revenge, that's God's will, not mine.
Oh no, but do you support revenge?
Hey, like I said, that's God's will.
It's a
That's
yes
what
or a
God's
no,
will right
Tony.
there. Huh?
Yes or no. Tell the truth. Shame the devil.
Hey, how you know what they man? Let God's will.
Yes
Take
or
your
no.
own
Do you support revenge against white people for this the imaginary crimes against blacks?
All I'm doing is sit back and
Yes or no,
observing
Tony?
I'm observing
Yes or no?
the beautiful things.
Yes
that's
or
going
no,
on in this
Tony?
country. What about it?
Do you support revenge against whites?
No, why would I do that? That's God's
said no?
will. That's
Did you
not-
say no?
I have no power over
Did you
that.
say
I
no?
have no power.
Did you say no?
No, I don't. Just
So
make
then why
feel
do you think
better.
it's so beautiful, the destruction coming into the country?
Ain't no destruction. It's the
You're a
thing-
liar.
it's-
All right,
it's-
Tony,
it's
nice talking
change
with
of
you, man.
time. Except the change of time, bro.
Your comment to me was Haitians are coming in legally. That's another lie.
Yeah, that's it.
No, they're
Something
not. They're
illegal.
crossing
Yeah.
illegally.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Are they released? Didn't the government release them into this country?
That doesn't make it legal just because the
Well,
government
hey,
releases
hey,
some of them into the country.
Hey, look at it like this.
The government's not.
Slavery-
You're such a
slavery was
dishonest
illegal
person,
too.
Tony.
Slavery was legal too.
You just
and y'all love
lied.
that,
You
but-
just
but it
lied,
wasn't right.
and now you're jumping to another lie.
No, it
Is
ain't.
your middle name Obama?
Didn't slavery
Is your middle name Obama?
Was slavery
Is your
legal?
middle name Obama?
Was slavery?
I gotta go. Anyway, let me get to Joe in Phoenix, Arizona. Sorry, guys.
Good grief. A lot of ignorance out there today.
Yeah.
Tony,
Facts.
if you're going to call in, have actual facts. Don't just yell and scream like an idiot, please.
Yeah.
Same thing with Mark in California.
So what did Mark say that was untrue? Because I was
Well,
a
let's see. Where
little
to
distracted.
start?
Go for it. Start here. He claimed that blacks never created any great civilizations,
Yeah,
according to
start
some
with
historian.
Yeah, start with knock, N-O-K, or Kush, K-U-S-H, or Askram, A-S-K-R-A-M. Those are all ancient black civilizations that have been thoroughly researched and discovered and gone through with a fine-tooth comb. And last week, somebody called in and said that, oh, I don't know if it was Mark or not, but black people have never invented the wheel. That's thoroughly debunked, or languages or buildings before Europeans got there. And that's all just absolute nonsense, because all three of those cities that I just mentioned have all of that.
So they had wheels and cities. Okay. All
Written
right.
languages, yes. But, you know, James,
Written languages. And is it true
that's
what
just
Tony
all-
claimed, that we wiped out their history, their written history?
No, that's BS. I mean, in some cases, you know, folks believe that, but I've never seen concrete proof of that at all.
All right.
But anyway, you
And
should
what
read
about the
up
IQ thing? He claimed that blacks have a lower IQ than whites or something like that.
There have been many debunked studies about that, starting with the bell curve back in the 90s. Have you heard of that book?
I've heard of the bell curve. Is that Murray?
Yeah.
Is that Charles Murray?
Yeah,
Do you know Charles Murray?
Yeah.
He's hated by the liberals, radical liberals, I mean, right?
Well, he's an idiot. But anyway,
But he debunks. He's an idiot who debunked the idea that blacks have lower IQ.
no, Charles Murray was all for that.
Oh, he pushed the idea that blacks have lower IQ.
Correct. But anyway,
Okay.
you should read up on Sir Walter Raleigh. He was a fascinating dude. He was in the Elizabethan era. He was a sailor and a soldier. He was key in fighting the Spanish Armada. Really interesting guy.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So Tony didn't seem to appreciate Sir Walter Raleigh. I recognize the name, but I don't know anything else beyond the name. And so.
Yeah, it was rumored, but unsubstantiated, that he and Queen Elizabeth had an affair.
What a mess. People are so messy with that stuff. They started to make up stuff about Jesus and Paul. They'll just speculate like crazy about Paul, because Paul said he had a thorn in his side. And they think that they know what it was. And they claimed, oh, Paul said that he continues to sin. He did not say that. Wow, what a mess.
Anyway, history is fascinating, but people just need to know more of it.
What's your theory on why blacks are in a mess on the whole today? Or do you even think they are?
Well, that's a very long discussion, James, that we don't have time for. But
Do you have an in short?
in short, the destruction of the black family, yeah.
I mean, that seems to be... And why? What's your theory on why they gave in to the destruction of the black family? Because they gave into it. They bought...
Okay.
What is that?
Many things there, too, historical reasons. Some of it, like I said, there are sometimes I do agree with Jesse. Black folks did rely on the government and trust the government too much. Now, why that is, it could be, Jesse says it's a moral failing. I say it's because, well, if you look at history, the federal government has been far more protective of black folks than the state governments have been.
Is that
in terms
true?
of rights and sure. That's why most black folks today are more Democratic than Republicans are, because Republicans are more states' rights, and Democrats historically have been more federal rights.
Yeah, federal power, not so much federal rights. Yeah, federal power taking over the rights of the states.
Fair enough. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's interesting. I mean, that's where the Constitution comes in, right? Because the 10th Amendment says the states do have the ultimate power, unless it's what they're passing is not constitutional.
Right.
And that's interesting.
Yeah,
Sorry,
what a mess.
I don't know if you can hear my Roomba going in the background there. It's driving me crazy.
No, I don't hear it at all.
Okay. Anyway, I just wanted to call in and correct all the stupidity on both sides this morning.
And, okay, I appreciate it. Take care, Joe.
All right, man. Have a good day.
You too. I got some super chats to read, guys. And I have more calls to get to. Let me read a few of these. Awesome Blossom. Centrism is the best, says Chris. Sarcastically, I'm quite sure. Show these screenshots. I think I dragged in some screenshots into the folder, just called screenshot. Because Awesome Blossom gave a super chat on streamlabs.com/the Hake Report talking about that heavyset woman. That's a nice word, better than fat. Fat sounds so mean. The heavyset woman was the same lady who said diets are racist. And I took a few screenshots. There was this bigger black woman, no, she's fat, who talked at this OWN, Oprah Winfrey Network thing back in 2019, September 15th, 2019. Black women talk about self-care. Black women own the conversation. OWN is short for Oprah Winfrey Network. It's a pun. And I'm not sure who they are, but there is one lady who looks like she does have short hair and a childish face, if you will, like a young face. She's wearing like maroon. And I can't tell, might be the same lady, and I use the term loosely, who appears in this The Root video that I just played for you. So there's that one. A little bit lightened hair, tight curls, big old hoop earrings. And then I have, talking about we start blaming ourselves. And then there's this one. Might be. Is that the one you're talking about? Awesome Blossom? I caught the one where she's closing her right eye a little bit. I think that part's kind of cute. I don't know. Is that the one you were talking about? I don't know if that's the same person. It might be. Awesome Blossom might be a black lady who would be better at distinguishing between black ladies than I. Interesting. Well, anyway, Hydro gave a super chat and said, is Joe paralyzed from the neck down? I don't think so. What do you mean? You mean from the neck up? I don't know. Awesome Blossom gave another super chat and said, Joe, please call in after you've had your morning coffee next time. Thank you. Call him Sleepy Joe. Call him Sleepy Joe. Lin Yan Chin gave a super chat and stated, the Bible is the word of man as inspired by God. It is from, also known as of or about God, but isn't God's direct word. With the exception of the prophets who were quoting him sometimes, right? We are his direct word. Our work is not. Interesting. The Bible is our work, also known as works. Please remind JLP that from means of. Oh. You think from means of necessarily? I don't know, man. Okay. If JLP, if you heard that, and if it makes sense to you, there you go. What a mess. You know what? Let me get to this thing. Speaking of illogical things, I saw this shared on Twitter by Kooky Cat 7, just a person on Twitter, just a handle, and it went kind of viral. You ever heard of the Lancet? The Lancet. I think that is a okay, here it is. It's a weekly peer-reviewed general medicine journal. History, founded in 1823, or started in 1823 to present. Once something gets that old, it's corrupt. Seems like it. Look around. Harvard University, for example, or any of these universities. They've been around forever. Corrupt. America's been around forever. The leadership is corrupt. Sick-minded people. And it's interesting, too, by the way, that fat black woman who said that we have this power. I don't think it's normal conservative Christian whites who have all this power. I don't think so. That's just a side note. But look at what the Lancet says. And this is supposedly a quote from the Lancet. Here, let me see. It is called Anatomy. Historically, the anatomy of and physiology of bodies with women's private parts, I assume that that's what that means, have been neglected. And that's a quote shared in the Lancet, a medical journal. Talk about politicized. It was founded in 1823 by Thomas Wakely, an English surgeon who named it after the surgical instrument called a lancet. Isn't that sick? That's what they're promoting. And if anything, we've been like, historically, men have been quite protective of women. That's what they're talking about. Bodies with those body parts. What's wrong with people? I guess it's the backwards world we live in, where you can hear a fat black radical white hater pretend to be talking about fairness. And we have Sleepy Joe pretending that he cares about the truth. And we have scared CDC director Rochelle Walensky saying, I'm not overruling, but I'm overruling. People just lie. It's just so backwards. Anatomy. I'm just going to see if this is real. And physiology of bodies with vaginas. Oops, I said it out loud. Have been neglected. I guess it's a physical body part, right? Yeah, that was real. Sick stuff. Prestigious medical journal is under fire according to lbc.uk. It's a radio station. For using dehumanizing phrase bodies with women's body part. They're calling it dehumanizing. Oh gosh, give me a break. They were just obviously kissing up to the fact that the politically correct people have to pretend that bodies with women's body parts can be male. I guess that's what it all is. So phony. What a sick world. What does that even mean? Asks Lisa. Shout out to the Facebook crew. That means that women haven't had enough special treatment, or they want their special treatment back, but they're saying that they didn't get special treatment back then, I think. Or just that medicine didn't used to be as advanced or something. I don't know. What a mess. A sick world. Anyway, I'm going to get to more of your calls, guys. And I have another clip to share with you of more of this disgusting, degenerate sex madness, sexual perversion madness that's being promoted by a dating app called OkCupid. Is that a dating app? More like a hookup app? I don't know. It's sick. Online, buy a woman online mess. But first, I have another song for you from OK. I think you may or may not like it. This is entitled Now. You guys, he just has short titles. Is Marty Anderson. Basically is OK. I think that's what his band or musical entity is called, OK. And I think it's just him. And here is Now by OK from the 2004 album, I believe, Low Road, Part 1. Enjoy this track and hang tight, guys. I will be right back for the rest of Hour 2. Enjoy.
letting it go. If we still had control, if we still had control, if we still had control.
You still got dirty fingernails, says Nate. Oh, Lordy, my ear's bleeding out. Yes, absolutely kosher records. Sing it with your chest. Torture music. Fast forward. So good. Crooked Finger, yeah. Great band, Crooked Fingers. Sounds like a homosexual cat being strangled. That's messed up, man. This music could be used as sound warfare. Is that a finger or a petri dish? Wow. Man, you guys are brutal. It's a Monday and you're coming out swinging. Well, anyway, guys, thank you for bearing with me through that. I truly enjoyed it. Sounds like MGMT. Is that management? What does that even mean? But it is a band, I heard. Well, thank you, Earl's Ghost. Actually, you gave it the thumbs up. Mom, love me. Mom, please love me. I guess it's what Jim Justice says. Nobody else does. Well, thank you. Yes, that was okay. Low Road. The album is hit or miss, somebody said. But on Absolutely Kosher Records. Absolutely Kosher up in Berkeley, California. Can you believe it? Put out some great music, in my opinion, at least back then. And to this day, I really like it.
To this day.
That's right. Quickly, there's a few super chats I forgot to get to. I am on Odyssey, odyssee.com/@the-Hake Report /live for the live video feed. Hake, how's your weightlifting coming along? Asks Cheesehead69. Coming along great. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Took a couple of weeks going easier. Not exactly weightlifting. I wouldn't consider it weightlifting, but I do have a couple of, like, dumbbells. Actually, I have like 4. But thank you, man. I appreciate that. Got to stay on that exercise and stretching, sleeping enough. That's key. That's key. That is what I need right now, is sleep. But yes, the exercise as well. Thank you, man. And the veggies and fruits. Asmodor gave a super chat over there, Odyssey, Odyssee, and stated, a couple of super chats, stated, colonialism and chattel slavery always worked to the extreme advantage of the colonized and enslaved, to the detriment of the colonizers and the slave holders. Interesting. That is why, in part, the great General Robert E. Lee stated that slavery is a political and moral evil. He wasn't too happy having to deal with these slaves and the plantation that he inherited, but you did have to handle your stuff responsibly. And you have to handle it. Asmodor says, if black history was taught to whites, we would be dumb because black history is fake fairy tales made up to make blacks believe they ever accomplished anything. I know, live in the present. Live in the present. Depressed people sleep, says Emperor of Cats. I mean, you're supposed to sleep a little anyway, like 7 hours, something like that. I do more like 6, 5. I mean, Trump gets away with 3, 4, but he drinks a lot of Diet Cokes all day. You're supposed to get enough rest. Plenty of tough exercise, plenty of rest, plenty of good-for-you food, and be right. Pray without ceasing. Nice. That's the main thing, I think. Then you kind of fall in line with what's right. Appreciate those super chats, guys. Let me quickly get to Jeremiah in Louisiana. He wants to talk with me. Jeremiah, how are you doing, man?
What's up?
Nothing. How about you?
All right, so I'm all right.
Cool.
So, you said that it's more than one way to God, right?
Nope.
You did say it's several ways to God in the Bible.
I never said that. The
Okay,
Bible
so-
is not the way to God, by the way.
Okay, that's not the way to God.
No. There
We
is
were talking
one
about
way.
this.
You learned this as a kid. Weren't you raised Christian?
So what's the way?
Were
Is
you
it
raised
Christ?
Christian?
Is it? Yes, I was. Is it Christ?
Yeah, Jesus is the
That's
way.
what I was getting
Duh.
at. That's what I was getting at. I was about to say. 'Cause if you're a Christian-
Did you think? Whoa, he just hung up. What the heck? Did he hang up on me on purpose, or did he just disconnect? I didn't hang up on him. It wasn't me. I like talk. Jeremiah's the worst caller, says Colin Barrett. What in the world? You think he's the worst? Is he the worst caller? I don't think of him as the worst caller, man. I enjoy talking with him, but he does do these leading things. Jeremiah, if your phone disconnected, think he is out in the boonies. You can call back. But it sounded like he was saying that the way to the God is through the Bible. And then the atheistic fake Christians, I call them, or atheist Lin Yunshin, hat tip to the Lin Yunshin man. I think he's a man. Well, I know he's a male. Jeremiah is one of the best callers. Now you're going too far. Without the Bible, no Christianity. No, that's not true, Glucci Flair. That's not true. Don't fall for that. Don't you fall for that. Oh, he's back. Let me get him. Jeremiah in Louisiana. I didn't hang up on you, just so you know.
Yeah, I know.
Huh? Oh, this phone is really bad. I cannot hear you, man. You're coming in so muffled.
Can you hear me now?
Way back in the background. You sound so far away. He was fine, says Nick. He was fine. Let me just put you back on hold, sir. Let me just put you back on hold just to make sure that we get you good. Oh, man, he's back, says Lisa. Shout out to the Facebook crew. You know, am I spread too thin? I don't think so. I like big on multiple different platforms. I'm live on Odyssey, Twitter. Shout out to the Twitter people. Not on Trovo anymore. D Live, YouTube. I said Facebook already, Twitch. And, of course, TalkStream Live and JLP Live. And, of course, afterwards, you can listen on the audio podcasts that I put out. So let me try Jeremiah one more time. He lives in the boonies. Bear with us. Jeremiah in Louisiana. Yes, I hear you.
Okay. All right.
So were you trying to imply that I was saying that the Bible is a way to God, or were you saying that you think that the Bible is a way to God?
No, I thought you said that the Bible isn't the only way to God.
Oh, I mean, I don't think that I said that exactly, but I do remember saying the Bible isn't the only way to find stuff that's true. Because as the Bible itself even says, the whole creation declares the glory of the Lord. So I wasn't saying I wasn't saying that the Bible is a way to God at all. It's a way to learn stuff.
The Bible is Christ wrapped in flesh, though.
The Bible is not wrapped in. You're saying Christ and the Bible are the same thing?
Yes.
No, man, that's so mistaken.
That's exactly what it is.
You sound just like the whites. You sound just like the whites. Just so you know.
Genesis, right? Genesis, the first chapter.
Genesis wrong.
When God created light. When God created light. When God said, "Let there be light," you know that was Christ, right?
You're saying Christ is God?
Christ is the light. Christ is the word that came from the Father's mouth.
That's interesting.
That's
Maybe
Christ.
so. You might be right about that.
Yeah,
Incidentally,
I know about that.
by accident. You may be right by accident.
I'm not even being proud or anything. That's exactly what it is.
Okay, so Christ is the light, but is he the Bible?
If Christ, yes, he is.
That's silly.
He's the Word. He is the Word wrapped in flesh. That's what Christ is. That's why I said you have to read the book, because Christ followed the law to the T, to the very T.
I banned T. T from Alabama is banned from the Hake Report. I'm being a little silly. I'm being a little silly because that's a silly statement to pretend that Jesus is the Bible.
Christ is the Word. Christ is the Word from the Father's mouth. That's why it says in John, I think the first.
You don't understand the book. You don't understand what John meant.
The Word is God. When he said the Word was with God and the Word is God.
What's the Word?
That's
God.
Because the Word came from the Father's mouth. Let there be light, and the light was made. And
so you worship the words.
Christ.
So you worship the words.
I don't worship the Word. I worship the Father.
But you pretend.
I know who the Father is. I know that He has all.
You pretend that the words are the way to the Father.
The words are the way to the Father. Yes.
No.
That's the only way.
Nuh-uh.
Yes.
No,
yes.
Man.
Yeah. How do you feel about those? How do you feel?
Because you don't even understand the words. You just butcher the words.
I know you're not. No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are. You're butchering the words.
You don't understand that.
You're twisting the words.
You don't understand it, and we can agree to disagree, Hank.
No, it's not agree to disagree.
We can agree to disagree because I know that, and
that's a nice sentiment.
You have something else. You have another way of thinking. So I'm not gonna talk about your way of thinking, but that's me.
What do you mean you're not going to talk about my way of thinking?
That's as far as Christian, that's what I was taught as a Christian. That's not even Israelite talk. That's just Christian 101.
Oh, so you don't even believe what you just said?
I learned that when I was a little kid. I learned that when I was a little kid. But I got a better understanding as I became an Israelite.
Let me repeat this.
As I discovered that I was an Israelite, I've always been an Israelite. But as I discovered that I was an Israelite, it made more sense.
And so do you still believe that the Bible is the Word and the Bible is Jesus and that Jesus is the light and all those things?
Absolutely.
To this day, you think the Bible is Jesus?
Absolutely. The Word, not the Bible, because the Biblios.
You just said that. You just spent the whole time telling me that the Bible is.
The Torah and the Tanakh. Torah and Tanakh. You know what that is?
I don't know what the Tanakh is.
That was the original manuscript, and then it was changed to the Bible when Edomites took over. But anyways,
that's silly.
On to another note.
That's ridiculous. You were taught wrong.
The wildfires over there. I've heard about that. You can say that, but you've been taught wrong.
I'm sure I did. I'm sure I was.
The wildfires that's in California right now. How do you feel about that?
I don't feel anything about the wildfires in California.
Have you heard about that's insane? I heard it's like 1.2 million acres that's like on fire.
It doesn't even
Or that's been
register. I
burnt
don't know
up.
what it means.
That's
1.2 million acres. I can't even picture what that is.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't even know California had that much just land sitting with nothing on it.
I heard that there's an
crazy.
illegal who was caught, according to Breaking 911, there was an illegal alien Mexican, 18 years old, who allegedly set some wildfires. Where was that? Might have been up in NorCal.
Right?
Anyway.
Wow.
What's your point
Mexican?
About it?
That's crazy. I was just saying.
You said it's crazy.
Like unwanted. I mean, it's just land just sitting there that nobody's doing nothing with. I'm just saying.
I'm not
it's
saying.
crazy. I didn't
no,
know
you
California
said no.
was that big.
You're jumping to conclusions. There's more. People are doing stuff with land. Some of the land is unusable, but there's like fields that are. I don't know what's being burnt up nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
But people's land that they are doing stuff with is getting burnt up or has been burnt up.
That's insane. I feel for y'all Californians over there about that shit.
That's nice.
But anyway, the guy that was your last call last week, when he said that I was stupid for saying that and Jesus didn't say that, Jesus did say that. He was talking about himself in the second coming when he said that.
That's your assumption.
Just to let you know.
That's your assumption.
Just to let you know. Just for him and you know what I'm saying?
Well, just to let you know, that's your assumption. Just like it's your assumption to pretend that you are a black Hebrew Israelite.
No, it's not my assumption.
I'm not
a black Hebrew Israelite.
It is.
You're trying to insult me.
I'm not trying to insult you.
I could always say you're pink, Hank, and you can always call me black, and that's just we just gonna keep going around in circles on that. It's
common to be called black. It's not an insult to be, but you're trying to insult me by calling me pink.
It's to be called pink.
Huh?
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's common to be. You're trying to turn it common to call somebody pink.
If somebody doesn't want to identify as black, like I don't identify as a color.
But you're deluded if you think you're an Israelite.
You're pink.
You're deluded that you think you're an Israelite.
If we're what?
You are deluded to think that you are an Israelite or that you understand what the heck you read in the Bible.
How am I deluded to know that?
Because you're so full of hatred. You admitted you want to kill me.
How?
You admitted you want to kill me. You can't wait for whites to get killed with the second coming of Christ.
When did I say that?
You said that last week.
What did I say? That I wanted to kill you? Did I say I wanted to kill you?
Yeah, you said that you wanted to, and you have to repent of that. You want to tear my heart out. You said you wanted to tear my heart out.
Because Hank, you don't understand.
Did you not say that you wanted to tear my heart out?
You agree with the hierarchy,
Did you not say that you wanted to tear my heart out?
I did. Now, can I give you some? Can I give
then what are you playing dumb for? You're trying to make me doubt myself. You're like,
can I give you?
You are like your mother.
You want to kill me? You want to
kill
me?
No, I don't. You're just putting words in my mouth.
Hank. Listen, let me give you the context.
My name is Hake, by the way.
It's a hierarchy.
Did you know that my name is Hake?
Right. You call me black, so I can call you whatever. It's a hierarchy.
Did Jesus say treat others the way you want to be treated?
Hierarchy, right?
Did Jesus say?
You feel like you're at the top of the hierarchy.
Hold on, Jeremiah. Did Jesus say treat others the way you want to be treated?
Treat my brothers how I want to treat my neighbor, which is supposed to be my brother, which is supposed to be my people, how I want to be treated. You're
just twisting the words just to do any old thing that you want. You're such a phony. What a phony!
Hey, you guys have been killing
You're a total
us for 400
phony.
Years. Why
you are guilty of what you accuse me of.
We've been treating y'all like we want to be treated, and we still get killed.
No, you haven't. You're alive to this day.
We have been hung. We have been burned.
You have not been hanged.
We have been castrated.
No, you have not.
We have been raped.
Speak for yourself.
We have been all.
You are the perpetrators of rapes and murders and injustice. You are a utter
you guys when
phony.
Says you guys when you want to burn our city down.
You want to talk to Bible
It's not Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's been.
Cry me a river about Tulsa, Oklahoma. You didn't even know what happened there.
I said it's not only Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's several other cities. You need to calm down. One thing at a time.
You want to talk to Bible Go-To guy?
Go ahead.
Yes? Okay.
It doesn't matter. Go ahead.
You don't have to get all sulky on me. Here, Bible Go-To guy.
I'm not.
Out of Los Angeles, California. Talk some sense into this man. Not that that's even possible.
Well, I'm going to talk to him, to the others. the written word can be altered, can be misinterpreted, can be changed, can be, just manipulated by anybody and everybody. So the written word is not Jesus. The living word is Jesus. See, the living word came into the apostles. The apostles were dumb as rocks, right? They were with Jesus for 3 years approximately, and when the soldiers came to the Garden of Gethsemane, they fled. They had not the living word within them yet, right? That was going to come in the Sunday of Pentecost after Jesus had risen from the dead. Once the living word, which was, by the way, wordless, entered into them, it appeared as a flame above them, right? And then entered into them without words, they became bold preachers for the truth that within, to lead people to the truth within, the wordless truth within, the wordless truth. And so that's the difference between the living, and you can't manipulate the living word, and the living word has power. It made those apostles turned them from cowards into bold men who were not afraid to die for the truth, and who had great love for their enemies. They wanted to convert their enemies. And if their enemies didn't convert, they just wiped the dust off their feet. They didn't say, well, we're going to kill you because you don't agree with us. They just wiped the dust from their feet and went on to somebody else because they were about love. And only the living word delivers love. You can get caught up in the Bible and come up with all kind of sects and weirdness and everything. What people don't realize is the Bible came 300 years after Christianity was already, blossoming throughout the world. So Christians don't need the Bible. The Bible's just like a reference, a history, a reference. It points you back to the possibility that the truth is within, and the Spirit is within, and the Spirit of love is within, and power comes from that. But power doesn't come from reading any written word, because Jesus spoke to the apostles, and they still weren't getting it. He called them clean at one point, but they weren't mighty yet. And that had to wait until after Christ rose from the dead and he sent them the Holy Spirit. And then once they got the Spirit within, the Word within, the Holy Spirit and the Word, the same thing. Once they got that living Word within, they were good to go. So
okay. So can I talk now?
Respond.
Sure. Thank you. Okay. So the word.
Hold on, man. Hold on. Are you gonna? You just glossing over?
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go, Hank. You didn't interrupt anything until I started talking. That's crazy. Can I talk?
Not yet.
Damn, that's crazy.
Don't cuss.
That is insane, bro. That's why you.
Calm down, man. I'm trying to talk. Will you be quiet?
That's exactly why.
Jeremiah.
That is exactly why, Hank. That is exactly why. You are the devil the Bible speaks of.
Jeremiah.
I was about to talk. And
Jeremiah.
I didn't say anything while he was doing what he was doing.
Jeremiah.
Now I can't talk.
I got to put him on hold. Let's see if he's still talking. Jeremiah.
What is your problem?
Jeremiah.
What is your problem?
If you will let me talk, I will tell you.
Why do I have to let you talk when I was about to talk? You interrupt me in the midst of my speech, Hank. That's aggressive. That is rude.
Before you respond, I want you to admit that you played dumb when you said that you didn't want to kill me, when you admitted that you did want to kill me.
Hank, you didn't even let me add content to that. You didn't even let me add content to it. You didn't even let me add the context to it.
Go ahead. Explain.
Goodness gracious. One thing at a time.
You don't know
Hank.
Goodness, and you don't know gracious.
Must be done decently and in order. One thing at a time.
You don't know anything about decent.
You are tripping.
Or order.
You are sounding like a little kid.
Answer the question, Jeremiah.
One thing at a time, Hank.
Answer it, Jeremiah. You're wasting time.
Answer what? Answer what?
About you playing dumb, about wanting to kill me.
I said it's a hierarchy. There are Edomites that are actually humble. They humble down. They might have a better shot at getting a little bit of mercy. You, on the other hand, you have no chance because you have pride. You have a lot of pride. Pride comes before destruction, sir. So you will bow to all the Israelites. We all have to bow.
The kettle calling the pot.
That is true. That is true. We all have to bow.
This has nothing to do with him wanting to kill me.
Hank. You will bow, or we're going to beat you with an iron rod.
You're the prideful, arrogant one, Jeremiah.
I have a chain link
You
whip
are
for
the
you.
you are
for you.
Jeremiah.
I have a chain link whip just for you.
Listen
Hank.
to this guy.
I have a chain link whip just
brought
for you
it
in
out,
that day.
James.
Pure evil.
You will bow in that day, Hank, because you are very rude and prideful. You are proud.
Rude.
You are a proud Edomite.
Rude is
you
only
are just like your
a
forefathers.
crime to
you are
women.
just like your ancestors, the ones that was in Virginia that you were talking about the other day.
Rude
You
is
were
only
just
a
like
crime
them.
to women, Jeremiah. You are a woman.
No, you are proud.
No,
You
you're
are very
proud.
proud.
You are an
very
arrogant
proud.
man, and all you ever do is call
act
in.
like a woman. You do act like a woman when you interrupt me in the midst of my damn speech.
Don't
That's
cuss.
crazy.
I just told you, don't cuss.
That's crazy that you interrupt me in the midst of my
I
speech.
interrupted you before you started. I interrupted you before you started because you never addressed
yes,
this.
Go ahead. And then I started talking to you. Hold on, wait. That is rude, Hank.
No,
That's
you
a
just have no
woman.
patience
That is
because you're a woman.
You are a woman.
Now
You are a
you're
woman.
just accusing me of what I accuse you of.
You don't even want me
You
to.
have no
you don't even
patience.
want me to. You don't want me and this guy to have a dialogue because you're so afraid that what's going to come out of my mouth.
Not
It's crazy.
true, man. I wanted to
Shut
clarify
up,
this
Hank.
issue.
Shut up. Shut up.
Shut up.
Okay? Shut up.
Now he's
let me
doing
get
what I
back
did to him last week.
Bible
Oh, no, I
man
did that
here,
to John,
okay?
huh?
I
did that to John, huh?
To him now.
No, you
Can I
did
talk
not.
to him?
You never answered about killing me.
That's crazy. That is, I did just answer
No, you did not. No, you did
yes,
not.
I did just answer
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Hank,
He answered
the
you with
reason
more
why I
threats
said I
of-
want
of
to rip your heart out is
destruction.
Yeah.
because you act like this.
Oh, are you saying you're going to
That's
kill me
the
with
reason
that
why,
chain
because
link?
You act like this.
Hold on, Jeremiah.
Because you act,
Hold on,
because
Jeremiah.
You act like this. This
Hold
is why I
on,
wanna
Mama.
Rip your heart out.
Hold on, Mama. Are you
better
saying that you
hope
want to
God-
kill me?
you better hope
Are you saying
God
that
does
you
not
want to
give
kill
you
me
to
with that whip?
You better hope God don't give you to me.
Are you
Because
saying
you
you
will
want to
work.
kill me with that
You
whip?
are going to grind the mill.
Are you saying you want to kill me with that whip?
All day.
You want to kill me all day?
All day.
You want to kill me, yes or no?
You
Yes
will
or no,
grind-
Jeremiah?
You will grind
Yes
in the
or
mill
no,
all
Jeremiah?
day. That's what you're going to do.
I'm going to hang up on
Because
you
are
if you don't
proud.
give me a
You
yes
are
or no.
Proud Edomite. I don't care. You hang up on me every day. What does that mean? Am I going? Does that hurt
I
my
thought you
feelings or
wanted to
something?
talk to
No,
Bible
'cause
Go-To
you know
guy,
everything
but
I'm saying is getting to you.
Jesus said,
You know
"Let
it's
your
hitting
yes be yes
spirit.
and your no no."
You know it's hitting your spirit, Hank. That's why you interrupt me like that.
No, it's not.
It's
I'm
crazy.
trying to get a clarification on you pretending that you didn't want it. He played all the dumb, and now he's saying this chain link whip is for you, and now he's not
Yeah, that
giving me
chain
a
link
yes
whip
or
is
no
for
on
you.
whether that chain link
Boy.
whip is going to kill me.
Yeah, that chain link. No, it's gonna eat your spirit. It's not even for your flesh. It's for your spirit.
What a phony.
That's
All right.
gonna hit you to your spirit.
All right. I will give you 1 minute to respond
Yeah.
to Bible Go-To guy.
1 minute. Huh?
Go.
Okay. Anyway, so when
It is
Paul,
10:29.
when the apostles were teaching, right? Were they not referencing the Bible?
Counting down.
No,
counting
they were
down.
Not. No, they were not. No, they were not.
They never referenced the Bible when they talked about being
The
under the
Bible
covering
didn't
of the
exist
chicken
till
of the
300
chicken
years.
wings.
The Bible
or
did not exist
when
till
they were-
300 years after they were gone.
Okay, listen now. They had a few parables when they were referencing the Old Testament. Of course, they weren't coming from the New Testament. They didn't have the New Testament, but they had the Old Law. They had the Old
That's
Testament.
something. And where did the
as
New
their-
Testament?
as their
Where
reference.
did the New Testament come from? Where did the New Testament come from?
The New Testament came from you guys, basically. You know, these
The New
guys,
Testament-
they
the New
weren't walking
Testament-
around with the name Paul,
The
John.
New Testament came
Luke.
from the apostles. The New Testament came from the apostles.
Right, so they weren't referencing their.
But the New
they
Testament
weren't
didn't
referencing
exist
their
until
books
they
because their
spoke.
books weren't made yet. Their books weren't made yet. The Old Testament,
Well,
the
right.
Torah
But
and
the
the
point
Tanakh,
is,
the Torah and the
point
Tanakh
is the Spirit
were,
made the word.
were already established. The Torah and the
The
Tanakh were
Spirit
already
made the word
established.
to reach people. The Spirit made the word to reach people who don't have the living word within them.
Okay, so you're cutting me off too. The
But that
Torah
doesn't
and the
No,
Tanakh
because
were
you asked
already
him a question.
established. Was the Torah and the
doesn't mean
Tanakh
that
you're a
already
mess.
established or no?
It doesn't mean the
You know the Torah
spoken
and the
word
Tanakh
will save you.
Was
This is irrelevant.
before the Bible, right? The
Yeah,
original
but you know what?
manuscript was before the Bible, right?
Arguing the Bible with somebody who threatens somebody with destruction because they interrupt them is like the most childish threat you can possibly
But
make.
you're interrupting me again.
I don't know
That's
if any-
crazy. Was the
I don't know if
Torah
any
and the
kid would
Tanakh
do that.
already established? Were they not coming from the Torah and the Tanakh?
No. Forget the Bible. You're not worthy to even talk
Were
about
they?
the Bible.
Forget the Bible. We're talking
you're a
about the
guy who-
Torah and the Tanakh. Were they coming from the Torah and the Tanakh? Yes or no?
We're talking. Forget the Torah.
Oh, my goodness.
We're talking.
Yes or no? Were they coming from the Torah or the Tanakh, Bible guy?
I'm talking with a man who threatens bloody revenge
Bible guy.
on somebody
Bible guy.
who merely interrupts him.
Yeah.
Who merely interrupts him on his own radio
He starts
show.
tripping out.
Yeah, he's tripping out and wanting to destroy you, to harm you, to make you, to torture you all day. That's so Muslim. That's so Muslim of him.
Yeah. What a mess.
That's ridiculous. So I just stopped the argument. Sorry, James.
No worries, man. Appreciate it. Nice to hear from you, Bible Go-To guy.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Bye. Jeremiah, you're a mess, man. You got to check yourself.
Hear what I'm saying. Were they not coming from the Torah or the Tanakh? Yes or no?
I hung up with Bible Go-To guy.
That's crazy because you're scared. Why are y'all scared to deal?
Scared of what? Well, you're just making up stuff.
Asmodor
says...
Ask him, were they not coming from the Torah and the Tanakh?
No, he's gone. Asmodor says, Jeremiah is almost as mad now as the time they ran out of chicken at Popeyes. That's a super chat.
That's funny. Anyways, it's crazy that y'all don't even understand that. They were coming from the Torah and the Tanakh. They were coming from the original manuscript.
Who's they? I don't even know what you're talking about.
Christ spoke Paleo-Hebrew. He did not speak Aramaic. He spoke Paleo. He spoke the original Hebrew.
Very cute. Very cute. All your knowledge is getting you nowhere because your spirit's evil.
Torah and the Tanakh.
Do you want to talk
This isn't even all the knowledge. This is what do you? Do
you want to talk to Kyle from Maryland?
He was coming from the law. The Torah is the law. The Tanakh are the prophets.
I gotta go, man. I gotta go. You don't even want to. You're just trying to preach. You're just trying to preach. You don't even want to talk to me.
I'm not trying to preach. You didn't.
Yes, you are. You didn't even want to have a conversation. You're so phony.
Talking over me like that is rude, Hank.
You're the one who's rude. I'm talking. You're supposed to shut up when I'm talking.
Conversation. When you guys stop.
All right. Bye. Goodbye. Peace and quiet. He's hung up on his knowledge. It's a waste of time. Let me get to apologies, guys. I went kind of long with that. Is that silly? Let me get to Kyle from Maryland, a first-time caller. What's up, Kyle?
Hey, how you doing, Hank?
Doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing well. So he went on about, how the Bible is God, and it's not just
right.
Words.
It's not even Jesus. It's not Christ. The Bible is not Christ.
Yeah, no.
Or nor is the Torah and the Tanakh. It's Christ. It's not.
No. It's not. I mean,
whatever that is.
I mean, there's a couple. There's a couple like when you go back to prophets. There's like times when they spoke words that were given them from God, but the whole thing isn't. But then, like, you have Jeremiah 3:31, 33, Hebrews 10:16, Psalms 119:11, which all says that the word of God's written on our heart.
Right. We read from that in church with Jesse Lee Peterson yesterday, and on the radio show last Friday.
Yep, and I heard that also. And there's too many scriptures in there, and it's kind of like, the Bible's like good in a sense of like it's a good roadmap in a sense.
Yeah.
But just like if you're looking at a roadmap, you still got to travel, and do it. You can't just look at it and expect all the work to be done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He just twists it around to justify hating white people, hating me, wanting revenge against me for being rude. I wonder if he was beaten by his mother for being rude or something like that. He's going crazy. Jeremiah is evil, says Lindy. Yeah.
Well, I think he's just confused, and he's following leaders that he shouldn't be following. And,
yeah.
I mean, you see the black Hebrew Israelites on the street; they're all very hateful and just yelling at people. And
I met a few who were pretty nice, but then when push comes to shove, they believe the white supremacy madness, and it's a cope. It's coping for failure. They don't have, I think it's they don't have real families or love for their fathers, and they don't have their real identity. They don't know God. So their flesh is their God. And so they worship their heritage, thinking that they're worshiping God.
Yeah, I can see that, but there's a lot of, nonsense stuff going on about how, all the Hebrews are really black and Jesus is black and this and that. It's
yeah.
Like, none of that really matters. I mean, then you go back into the New Testament where, Paul talks about how there's no Jew nor Greek nor, whatever, for all We're all child of God.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go back into the Bible if you want to, and you can just disprove all that stuff if you really wanted to, but it's all not even worth going towards.
Yeah. It's wild. What a mess.
Yeah, I just wanted to put that out there because, you know, I used to be a Bible thumper myself until I realized that, you know, it was like you don't go anywhere with it, and you just find yourself just, you know, basically judging people.
Yeah. Yeah.
and you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing because you're just, you know, basing everything off the Bible and trying to prove what you're doing through that when you should be going through God.
Right. Yeah, the white Christians who are just Bible thumper type Christians, they're every bit as shallow as him. They think that they can just continue to say, "Oh, Jesus is the Bible." It's the Word of God. In the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And they don't know what that even means, but they assume.
Yeah.
And they continue to sin. Yeah. And then I don't willfully sin. He wanted to tear my heart out, but I'm rude, which is the worst crime.
Yeah, yeah, and I go in there all the time with people. Oh no, we're gonna sin. Well, how, you know? Then you go back to the Bible, and there's plenty of verses where it says you don't sin anymore after you come to Christ. You know what I mean? And it's like, so
all the verses say get rid of anger. There's one verse that says be angry and yet sin not, something like that. But all the rest of the verses, right? 4 verses later, it says, get rid of all anger. And throughout the Bible, it says, do not be angry. Man's anger doesn't bring about the righteous life that God requires. It says, go and sin no more. We stop sinning. You cannot sin. But they pretend, oh, I can be angry. I can still sin, just not willfully. What a mess.
And then it took me a while to learn, too, that it's in the heart is where your sin lies.
Yeah. I really like that. That's a great message.
You shouldn't necessarily be, doing things that aren't godly, but when you resolve your sin in the heart, that stuff goes away anyway. You just don't want to do that bad stuff.
Right. Yeah.
So, and then you can go in, if you want, you can go into the New Testament where Paul talks about how everything is justified in doing, but not everything's edifying to the Lord.
Yeah. Everything is permissible, or whatever I don't know what they said. Permissible was the NIV word, so it may not have been accurate.
Yep. Well, that's what it said. It said everything's permissible, but not everything is edifying.
Yeah, not everything is beneficial. So you have freedom, but what a mess.
But that's wild, but it is what it is. They'll get it sooner or later.
Well, thank you for your call, Jeremiah, whom I hung up on. I appreciate it. Check yourself, though. Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate it. It's great to hear from you. Good call.
Alrighty, have a good day.
You as well.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Quick super chat from Misty Moriton over there on streamlabs.com/the Hake Report. Jeremiah is a Talmud / Torah thumper. Is that true? Talmud? I don't know. Which is almost worse than a Bible thumper because he's delusional about being an Israelite to begin with. P.S. Stop telling or letting people say, shut up, Hake. It hurts our ears. Seriously. Please. Thank you, Hake. Yeah. He became immature just like that guy, that caller Merle from Michigan. I say shut up to them once, and then they start telling me shut up. And I'm immature, or I'm a woman, or whatever. They start accusing me of what I told them that they were. Petty. Highly immature. Not a good thing. Wow. As Medora says, Jeremiah is sure breaking all those stereotypes about blacks being emotional and lacking self-control. Yeah, indeed. Wow. Anyway. Before I get back to calls, hang tight, guys. You can call in 888-775-3773. There it is. Let me tell you about this illegal arsonist, since we just mentioned it. And then I will tell you about this Asian lady and other people with her in the subway. I wonder if she got in trouble for it. I'll play the clip for you at least. And some sick. If you want to be sick, look at these ads. Gross. Caught in the act, illegal alien, Mexican teen busted for setting wildfires in California. That's from Breaking 911, reported yesterday, September 26th. Cotillo, California, El Centro Sector Border Patrol agents apprehended an undocumented individual. Well, he's documented now. He's an illegal. Accused of starting fires in the Jacumba wilderness region Saturday afternoon. Incident occurred about 2:15 p.m. El Centro Station dispatch notified agents working in the field of a fire in the Jacumba wilderness region. Is it Jacumba or Jacumba? Jacumba Matata. It means no worries for the rest of your days. But this guy wanted to spread some worries and fire. Unknown person in the vicinity of the reported fire attempting to start another fire. They attempted to extinguish the second fire, but it had little success. BLM, not to be confused with Black Lives Matter. BLM is Bureau of Land Management, the feds, were notified of the incident. They stated they would provide assistance dispatching fixed-wing aircraft firefighting capabilities, right? The accused arsonist, 18-year-old Mexican national. I guess they extinguished the fires by Sunday morning. All day, all night. 18-year-old Mexican national, male, arrested for illegal entry into the United States, transported to El Centro Sector Processing Center. Our environment and natural places are national interests that all Americans hold dear, said the patrol agent, Chief Gregory Bovino. I would like to thank our partners, blah, 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 BLM, Bureau of Land Management. Jacumba Mountains, areas. This location where this undocumented migrant, so stupid. I think that is Sleazy Joe's messing up the language, making it politically correct, which is not even accurate. An illegal alien purposefully set fire to endangered bighorn sheep habitat. Bighorn sheep habitat. What a mess. Well, that's that. Let me play this clip for you. This is on a subway in New York City. Gross ads by OkCupid. There was this headline from Adweek. OkCupid launches expansive identity forward campaign. Identity forward? I guess it's trying to pretend that there are other more than one way. I don't know, sex, gender, sexual fake identity. It's not your identity. Identity forward. People don't even know who they are. It's like these black Hebrew Israelites. They don't have a clue who they are. They're lost, hateful. And what do they look to? Oh, the race, or their whatever they think that they are, the flesh. Skip over loving and forgiving mother and father to have this brotherhood, just like the gang members. Gang members, oh, they have messed up families, right? Oh, my gang is my familia now. Well, same thing with this mess, pretending that, oh, my identity is a, well, look at these ads. They're calling every single pansexual. That's what that evil woman who used to sing country music and her father sang country music, Miley Cyrus, she called herself pansexual. Means you'll have sex with anything. You're sick. Non-monogamous. Every single non-monogamist. And it's sick people being vulgar with one another on a park bench, it looks like. And it's just a tangle of several people, at least 3, 4, 5, 6. Doesn't even make sense, the picture. Horrific. Well, it was these types of ads. couple of Asian dudes, I guess, or whatever, effeminate-looking Asian people with long hair, one with bleached blonde hair, pushing on a blow bubble or a bubblegum bubble. Sick, huh? Sick people. That's OkCupid, and this is being put up on subways in New York City. Here's this Asian lady. Here's video from Twitter of this Asian lady tearing them down. And a woman who's with her, who has like this thick accent, I don't know where she's from, is yelling about it too. And this guy with a skateboard, New Yorker, I don't know what he is, but he starts to help a little bit tear down these ads that are up in the subway inside this, the train thing that the people commute on every day. And he describes her as an unbelievably based Asian lady. Based means based on what's right? Or based in reality. Has a solid foundation. I don't know if that's true or not, but right on to her, I guess, for tearing this down. I don't know if she caught charges. She's tearing out property or vandalizing, but I support the sentiment for sure. Watch this. I'll try to describe it. Ripping off these sick ads.
Yeah.
Gross.
For kids to be looking at this, is that okay?
No, it's not. It's wrong.
This is propaganda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normalizing.
It's affecting
Yeah.
the next generation.
Yeah.
I don't know why no one sees this.
No.
This is disgusting.
Because TV told them not to get upset and wear the mask. Oh, look at that.
Look at that. Nasty. An apple with a finger through a long finger. Sick. So she's tearing that down. Tongues touching each other. Oh, sick. Vulgar.
Nicely done, babe. Nicely done.
This stuff used to be in art galleries, by the way. This type of madness. Vulgar stuff.
That's what the Chinese want. They're trying to
Divide and conquer.
us. The government is against us, and you guys don't see it. You guys think that you take a vaccine and this is going to go away? It's never going to go away.
True.
So we, the people, say we don't want this anymore.
Thank you.
Low energy guy helping.
You see the brave woman? That's it.
Woman's getting out of her way.
This is propaganda.
Say no to all this waste.
Propaganda.
This is not about equality, guys.
Nothing.
It's about communism.
I think she's a mother.
Coming for your children, folks.
They're coming for your
It's going to
children.
make more sense to have a fat pass than a vaccine pass.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Most of the people in the ICU are overweight. So we don't want a fat shame. No, we don't want a fat shame.
I don't know why they're talking about the vaccine too. Maybe they are. Maybe because
You don't want to go to the gym, right?
We don't want
it. Like our mommy and daddies.
The government is pushing you to eat bad food, shitty food, so you
Oops,
stay fat.
sorry.
You stay fat and unhealthy. Easy to die from COVID shot. Thank you. Thank you, Kuru, for being so brave. We love you.
foreign lady cussing. Sorry about that. I didn't catch that. That's twice that ladies have cussed on the clips in my show. She's cool, says Big Game James. Women never get charged for crimes. I love her. Yeah, especially Asian women. Or POC, so-called women. Nah, but it is disgusting. I wish that a man would be doing this stuff. I don't even know if a man would do that. I don't know exactly what the right thing to do is, but that's evil. Maybe it was a two-pronged attack, promoting all the pansexual madness and also promoting everybody get the so-called vaccine. Men stand up. Yes, Joseph King. Propaganda remover. Yep. What a mess. All those huge corporations are just abandoning morals and pretending that they're the friends of the children. It's all intertwined. Yeah, that's true. Vulgar. Sickening. Sometimes women act and men don't. Sorry, Hake, LOL, says Lisa over there on Facebook. Oh, man. Did you see PETA molesting fruits ad? Asks a fellow RSer. Hey, what's up, fellow RSer? Nice to see you. I think that's what it is called. I think I met you, man. The men's conference. That's cool. Word, it's on men. Yes. Men should be standing up. Who supported gays? Who pushed this vax? Donald J. Trump, says Samuel the Swede. Man, he didn't push it. He pushed for his creation. It's a difference. You've never seen Trump pushing for mandatory mess. All the worst people are trying to push this mess on kids and make it mandatory and then say, oh, I'm sorry you're so triggered by our existence. We pansexuals exist, or whatever they want to call themselves. Other types of people exist. Yeah, people are telling me Cyndi Lauper, who's also pushes this madness, a disgraceful woman. I called her a one-hit wonder. Okay, fine, she's a handful of hits wonder. She also sang that song, True Colors. Thank you, XC. I think I did see that, and I responded, actually. I appreciate that. I do try to catch the YouTube comments while I have them, right? Yeah, the men's conference was excellent. We got to stand up in the right way. So gross. Louis Bootsy is in the chat. What's up, Louis? What's up, Louis? Hope you don't take it too hard that I talk badly about the Italians. There's some decent Italians, I assume. I appreciate you, Louis. You know, there is this warning that is out there, and let me see if I can describe what it is. I watched this video. Daniel Horowitz is a writer who used to be for, I feel like we might have even interviewed him. He's written, I think, for WorldNet Daily. Stolen Sovereignty, I think, is a book that he wrote. Stolen Sovereignty, Daniel Horowitz. And he's now a senior editor at The Blaze, which is interesting. Conservative writer. And How to Stop Unelected Judges from Transforming America is Stolen Sovereignty, How to Stop Unelected Judges from Transforming America. The evil judges have been a big problem. And so, anyway, that to say, I respect this Daniel Horowitz guy. He's a blue check mark. His name is RM Conservative on Twitter. He was on Conservative Review podcast. Conservative Review was founded by that conservative Jewish guy, Mark Levin. Passionate guy. When I say Washington Compost, I got that from him. When I say New York Slimes, I got that from Mark Levin. So, Constitution type of a guy. He had some run-ins with the pro-Trump people, but he's a respectable guy. Anyway, Daniel Horowitz gave this statement. He gave I don't know what you would call this. Listen to this. Ryan, as in Ryan Cole, a medical doctor, is most of the most brilliant men I have ever met. I think he meant one of the most brilliant men I have ever met on this planet. His findings are very disturbing. And Daniel Horowitz sounds like a Jewish name. I don't know if he's a Christian or a Jewish guy. But he said that he shared this video on the High Wire. Ryan Cole, MD. He's a medical director of Cole Diagnostics, CEO as well. He went on this show called The High Wire, and he said that he has a doctor friend in Ireland who's been a general practitioner basically like a family doctor for like 40 years. He knows his people. And according to this Ryan Cole, MD guy, whom I have never heard before, and I haven't paid a lot of attention to Daniel Horowitz, but I just am generally familiar with him and a respect for what I saw of him before. He's right that the judges are a problem. Well, this Ryan Cole, MD guy is saying that this doctor is running into all these incidences of cancer in these people. And I think the implication is that these people got the China virus vaccine, and he claims that this vaccine suppresses a receptor or something like that that tells your cells to fight against cancerous stuff. And so people are turning around and catching cancer like crazy, developing cancer because the cells are not being told to do that, to fight off the cancer. I don't know if that is true, but it was something that sounded shocking to me. And it was trending on Twitter. It was recommended to me by Twitter. There was this tattletale guy who said, "At Twitter support, why was this served up to me as a science story?" Well, I mean, he's talking about science. It is very early on in the thing. It's just one anecdote of a doctor encountering a whole lot of cancer over there in Ireland. Ireland is a messed up country. Who knows what's going on over there? America's a messed up country too, right? All cells produce cancer eventually, says Emperor of Cats. And a lady says, kind of like when Congress passed Obamacare without reading it, you have to pass the bill to find out what's in it, said Nancy Pelosi way back a long time ago. Pelosi also said they needed to pass it before they had time to read it. Now it's vaccinate before long-term testing, right? Long-term testing. Because they haven't had time to do the long-term testing. They're trying to get on top of this thing. And I think I've made the point before that it is the people who are just overreacting. The people who are in the medical industry anymore, they're called so-called healthcare workers. They're not healthcare workers. They care for your sickness. They're the type of people to get overstressed and push a political agenda now more than ever. They've forced them to get the flu shots and all that stuff. They've come out talking about, oh, we need to deal with the gun control is a public health issue. Phony people. It's a phony world. It's a subverted industry. Trust the science doesn't mean you blindly. Anyway, what a mess. Doesn't mean you blindly listen to doctors, including this guy. I don't know. But it's just something to be warned about. Consider it. Anyway, guys, that's that. I appreciate you guys joining me. Appreciate your call, Jeremiah. Don't come kill me with your before God. Oh man, it's crazy. With your chain link whip, just for me. What a mess. Anyway, guys, thank you and take care.
Bye.